Welcome, everybody, to the Pennsylvania Association of College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. And thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphones are both off, so the panelists cannot see nor hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And then lastly, this presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at stripescan.com/Pennsylvania. With that being said, I'll turn it over to our first presenter from the University of Dayton.
All right, let me just pull up my presentation real quick. Everyone see my screen? I'm going to assume so. Okay, so I'll get started. Hi, everyone. I am Nicole Nixon with the University of Dayton in Dayton, Ohio. I am the regional manager for students from Pennsylvania. So if you are actually from the Philadelphia area, I'm going to be the counselor working directly with you. We have another counselor who works with students from Western Pennsylvania. At the University of Dayton, we are a top-tier Catholic National Marianist Research University. We really commit our students to educate the whole person. So we really empower students to lead, learn, and serve, both in their classroom and beyond while they're at UD. We also will see a strong commitment to social justice as outlined through our initiatives to become an anti-racist university. Also strong initiatives as well to serve our community both in Dayton and around the world. Oh, it's not letting me change slides. Hold on one second. Also with UD, we have a population of 8,200 undergraduate students, which makes us mid-size. That's a huge draw that a lot of students have to us is our size. We seem like a large institution in that we have Division I athletic programs and research opportunities, yet our average class size is 26, so on the smaller end of things. So students really do like that balance when they're at the University of Dayton. Academically, we have 80 different majors in 4 different colleges. And you can certainly browse our website to see all of our different academic areas. But something that I do want to highlight that I think is unique to us are our Discover programs. So say you have an inkling towards business, but you're unsure if you want to do finance or marketing. We have something called Discover Business. So it allows you to enter the School of Business, and it's exploratory in nature in that you'll get a sampling of different academic areas within the School of Business. After about a year and a half or so, you would then designate your major. Know that we have these Discover programs in each of our colleges. So if you're undecided in other areas, know that we have those pathways for you. All of our students at UD go through our Common Academic Program, which is our liberal arts curriculum. So know that you'll have classes outside of just your major. You'll have courses in history, philosophy, diversity, languages, all these different areas because we want you to be well-rounded and prepared for the world around you, and also obviously the major that you're going to enter that field. Additionally, we really pride ourselves on experiential learning. So we want you getting outside of the classroom and getting involved in research and internships, maybe cultural immersion, study abroad, all these different things to help you become well prepared and help build your resume in preparation for when you're entering the real world as a graduate. Know that about 3 to 4 on average, our students have 3 to 4 experiences before they graduate in terms of experiential learning. Something I do like to highlight about us in terms of our student life is our housing experience. About 85% of our undergraduate students will live on campus their first year through their senior year. And I think that's really unique. You don't see too many students their junior and senior year living on campus. And at UD, it's a big tradition for upperclassmen to live in one of our houses in our student neighborhood. Our university owns a few hundred houses right around our campus, so you can live in a neighborhood amongst your friends as an upperclassman. I think this greatly enhances the UD experience and that students are there, during the week and very much there on the weekends. So that students are actively involved, I think, because of this, and know that roughly 52% of our students are coming from outside the state of Ohio. Some unique aspects in terms of our financial aid is that we have a 4-year approach to financial aid. With us, when we unveil your financial aid offer, we actually prepare a 4-year offer for you. So you don't just see the cost your first year, we outline all 4 years. You're going to see some unique elements to this and that we have a net tuition plan. So your net tuition will not increase each year that you're at UD. We have that set in stone, and if you have a merit award, your merit award will actually increase each year that you're at UD as our tuition increases. So that's what's keeping that net tuition guarantee. Our merit scholarships are automatic considerations, so you do not have to do a separate application for them, and they're upwards to $29,000 a year. We also offer a textbook scholarship. So if you visit campus or do a virtual visit and you file the FAFSA, you'll get $4,000 for your textbooks. You'll get $500 allotted to you per semester that you're at UD. We also have no fees, so you're not going to see a fee for a lab, for graduation, for student government association. Everything is included. You'll only see that tuition, housing, and meal plan outlined in your financial aid offer. In terms of how to apply, I won't go into too much detail about this, but you can see on the left-hand side the different applications that we take. Pretty straightforward too in terms of what is listed in terms of a requirement, but I will outline that we do plan to be test optional moving forward every year. So know that you do not have to submit your test scores to apply to UD. You'll have equal consideration for scholarships, whether you apply test optional or you send your scores to us. Know that all of our students too will get their decision typically within 3 weeks or so after they apply and submit all of their materials. Other key point that I wanted to make as we look forward to next fall is that we do plan to resume our classes their normal capacity. So we do plan to be fully in person next fall. Also know that we were in person all this past year and we're successfully able to do so to ensure the safety and security of our students. So we're hopeful that next year will go even better. Thank you, everyone. Happy to take questions later.
Thank you so much to our representative from University of Dayton. Next up, if I can have the representative of DeSales University join us, please.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Jordan Loeb. I am one of the admissions counselors at DeSales.
And my name is Bree McGraw. I'm another admissions counselor at DeSales.
Okay, I'm going to pull up my slides here. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. So at DeSales, we are a private Catholic university. So we always start off with this quote, it's be who you are and be that well. We are run by the Oblates of St. Francis de Sales, and we're the only Salesian university in the United States. So what that means is we have a very unique style of education, mainly focusing on his teachings, which are humility, gentleness, kindness. From the university president through our facilities and custodial staff, that's really the mentality everybody on campus has.
So for some quick facts about DeSales University, if you're not familiar with us, we are a small private four-year institution, like Jordan was saying. Our overall student body is only about 1,800 traditional day students. So we are a smaller school, meaning that you are going to get a great individualized approach from your professors. You're going to make some strong bonds with your community on campus. A little bit about our location. We're located in Center Valley, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour, roughly 90 minutes north of Philadelphia. So we're within driving distance of a lot of major cities, Philadelphia, New York City, Washington, D.C. You have great opportunities because of that for internships and career opportunities too. Within the Lehigh Valley area though, where we're located, we're actually the third largest metropolitan area in the state of Pennsylvania. So we're right behind Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. So in other words, you have a lot of opportunities within the area. So even though we are a smaller university in terms of student body, you have the world at your fingertips right around DeSales.
Right. And more about the class size and the academic numbers. Our average class size is about 20. That does vary. I was a psychology major at DeSales. I had classes as small as 7 at some points. We do have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and each student is given a faculty advisor. That advisor is going to help students pick their classes for the following semester, offering tutoring support, be recommenders for jobs and graduate schools, different things like that, which is really important because 87% have their highest attainable degree. So they're very familiar with networking in the field with graduate programs and employers in the area and across the country. And we do have an academic resource center as well, where you can go for both professional and peer tutoring, as well as a writing workshop. Even if you want to have better time management skills, you can go down there, and they do have programming like that to help students be successful.
In addition to the Academic Resource Center, one of the things that sets DeSales apart is our excellent Career Development Center on campus. This is accessible to students, both undergraduate and if you're moving into graduate school. So you do have access to this even as an alumni of DeSales University. Basically, what's available to you at the Career Development Center is wonderful internship programs. They keep a binder there of literally every single internship every student has ever been on while a student at DeSales. So you can get an idea of what's out there, what's available to you, and make some connections to get great work experience as a student, which is only going to make you more marketable once you graduate and you're looking for a career. They also offer one-on-one career coaching, resume development. They do things like etiquette dinners just so that you can get a feel for what it might be like in the future going out to dinner with your boss. They also have great networking events and bring keynote speakers from big companies. So again, great ways to network, to mingle with people in your desired career field. And then again, they have excellent resources for graduate school preparation. So they will help you apply, make sure you know your deadlines, make sure you know all of your options for pursuing graduate degrees if it's something that isn't available to you at DeSales.
Okay, and at DeSales, we have a first-year experience. So other universities might have freshman seminar. What that typically means is you're going to read a book in a classroom and then talk about it. For us, it's a full year starting during freshman orientation, where you're given a peer mentor, so an upperclassman student to make sure you're adjusting well to school. And you're also rewarded by doing things on campus. So you're encouraged to earn the freshman 15, but in points, not pounds. And you do that by doing things like going to see a soccer game or going to see a keynote speaker. If you go see a show at our theater, all those different things get you these points. And by doing that, you're really seeing the leadership opportunities we have available on campus. So come sophomore, junior, senior year, you can really take advantage of them, start building your resume, and start making connections on campus as well.
A little bit about campus life. You are guaranteed housing all 4 years as a DeSales student. We do not have any community style dorms. Every dorm at DeSales is at least suite style. We also have apartment style dorms. So you have a much more kind of upscale campus life experience. We also have a housekeeping service that comes to your dorm and helps tidy up a little bit. Full-time police force on campus, not just campus security. They are real police officers. So it's very safe and you can bring a car to campus.
Okay, this breaks down all of our varsity sports teams. The big one we don't have is football. Everything else we have. The big sports for us are soccer and basketball. So they're really popular for our students to go on and watch. And then this slide talks about our sticker price. Most students cut this number in half, and they cut that number in half through these scholarships and grants. Merit Scholarship is our biggest one, ranging from $15,000 to $23,000 for all of our students. If you attend a Catholic high school, you get an extra scholarship. And we do have need-based grants as well. So based on your FAFSA, we can award some extra scholarships with that. And we do also have a full tuition scholarship not based on academics. So it's a 500-word essay students submit, and based on that essay, we give away 6 full tuition scholarships. And the last thing I'll say is we are rolling admission, so you can apply from August 1st all the way through the spring whenever you're ready. And we are test optional as well for next year. But if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we'll be here at the end.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks again to both of our representatives from DeSales University. If I could have the representative from Reading Hospital School of Health and Science join me next. Again, if I could have our representative from Reading Hospital School of Health and Science. All right, folks, there might be a little bit of technical issues. So if I can have our representative from Clarkson University join us.
I believe that's me.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Miner. I'm the admissions representative for Clarkson University for Philadelphia, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So I would be dealing with a lot of the students from Philadelphia and the surrounding counties in the area. I'm going to share my screen with you because I do have a brief presentation today. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see that. And this is our campus. This is Clarkson University. We are located in Potsdam, New York. It's about 2 hours north of Syracuse. We're about 2 hours away from Montreal as well as Ottawa. So we're very close to the Canadian border. We're called the North Country is what it's like to be called in the area. Potsdam is a central location of the North Country, really a college town kind of feel, very close to the Adirondacks, a lot of outdoor events go on and things like that around us as well. As you can see, we're a very environmentally conscious campus. A lot of our environmental engineering and different programs are involved a lot, and they get to do a lot in the community as well because of that. A little bit about the school. We have 3,300 undergraduate students, 270 undergraduate professors for a 13-to-1 student to teacher ratio. Most of your classes will be about 20 students. Engineering is our biggest school at Clarkson University. So those classes for the introductory level may be a little bit larger, like 30 to 50 in your lecture halls, but then as you get more specified, you'll be in that 20 classroom size as well. For admissions and financial aid, these are some of our deadlines and things like that for next year, but we're obviously past that now, so I'll keep moving into our undergraduate programs. Clarkson has different schools. One of the schools is the School of Arts and Sciences, and here are some of the things that are offered in this school. Biomolecular science, chemistry, digital science, data science, just to give you an idea. So we do have liberal studies as well as things like that. Our School of Business, you'll notice in the School of Business that these names are a lot different than what you'll see in some schools, like a macro or a micro or an econ or like a finance major, where you'll see we have business intelligence and data analytics, global supply chain management. We're combining a lot of very important business ideals and teaching you kind of how to do different things as a business student. School of Engineering, like I said, is our largest school. Over half of our students are some type of engineer. So we have aeronautical, chemical, civil, computer, and we also offer minors and concentrations in the School of Engineering as well. The Institute for a Sustainable Environment is a very popular program that's been growing in the North Country for us at Clarkson. We have environmental health science and environmental science and policy. We also offer some interdisciplinary programs like biomolecular science, digital arts and sciences, engineering and management, which is very popular at Clarkson, as well as going out and getting jobs as well. They have like a 98% placement rate, I want to say right now. And that's combining like the core values of engineering as well as the core values of business together. So you get a dual degree from that program. So it's been very popular for our students that come. And we have liberal arts and business as well. And then we have some pre-advising programs. And what that means is, like you see here, pre-dentistry, pre-law, like programs that require further education beyond the undergraduate level. And at Clarkson, we give you 2 advisors your freshman year, an academic and then the CU Connect mentor. If you were to join one of these pre-advising programs, you would also get an advisor for that. Someone to make sure that you're doing, like for pre-law, like you're doing internships with law firms, things like that. Pre-med, you're getting your shadow hours and all those kinds of things. Same thing with pre-OT, pre-PT, pre-vet as well. So it's a very popular program. The pre-health sciences, we also have just established a new scholarship for that field as well. So students, we hope, will start moving into the pre-health sciences and going on to our graduate programs that we offer at Clarkson as well. Because for a lot of these pre-advisors, we offer a graduate program. If you don't know what you want to major in, because we require students that apply to Clarkson to apply with their major in mind, you can, if you know you want to go to the business school, business studies is your best choice. Engineering school, engineering studies is your best choice. Liberal studies for students that know they want to do some type of liberal arts. Science studies for someone that wants to go to the School of Sciences. And university studies, if you know you want to go to Clarkson, but you aren't really sure what you want to major in yet. We require at Clarkson as well that you do some type of professional experience before you graduate, and this is what we mean by that. Co-ops, internships, research. Also, students that are in the business school, we require that they study abroad as well, because we've learned or come to realize that with the companies that we interact with that come to our career fair and things like that, for the business students in particularly, for them to be competitive in our job market, it's important for them to show they have a global kind of mindset. So they need that study abroad experience, interacting with people that have a different culture from them. Clarkson students regularly earn one of the highest rates of internships and co-ops and research positions across the country. And that's because we're pushing for it very early on in your college process. As soon as you get here your freshman year, you'll be getting emails from the Career Center. Have you done your resume yet? Have you signed up for one of the workshops? Are you on Handshake? Like, they're very active very early on with getting you guys thinking about what you want to do in the future. And it's a very beneficial thing. And then here are some of the companies that employ co-op students. So you'll see Clarkson is a smaller school, but we have alumni that span all throughout the country at some of the best companies in the world. You'll see we have BMW, Johnson & Johnson, McNeil Consumer Health, Neutrogena, Pike, Polaris, Procter & Gamble, just to name a few, Walt Disney, Tyco. So like being a smaller school, Clarkson is very well known for alumni going on and being very successful in their field that they go to work in. And it's because of things like the career fair, which will have over 200 companies coming to recruit Clarkson students, typically alumni coming from different companies to interact with the students, maybe connect with some old teachers as well. It's a great opportunity just to network, and we really push for students to do that every year. It's kind of like a college fair for jobs, and it's a really good opportunity for you to go through there and see what jobs interest you. Because some people will think they want to work at Google, and then they'll see what kind of jobs are available at the place and realize that they're thinking for something a little bit smaller. So we really push for you to get there, like I said, as soon as your freshman year, to start going out there, interacting, networking, putting your name out there, getting your resumes out there for people to be thinking about you in the future. Clarkson ranks in the top 40 in the country, top 5 in the state for early career earnings. $64,200 is the median salary with alums of 0 to 5 years of experience. Our 97% placement rate is among the nation's highest. And 1 of every 5 Clarkson students is a CEO, president, senior executive, or owner of their company. Here are some of the exchange program options available to you for students that are interested in business. This is what they'll be looking into. So we have all the big names like Australia, Austria, England, Denmark, France, Hong Kong, Germany, just to name a few, and you can see the rest of them as well. It's really cool to look on the map to see where it's different students that did abroad and where they're working now. Some students will end up going back and working places. We actually had a student in our admissions office that ended up working in Denmark as well. Student life, we have over 200 clubs and opportunities to get involved on campus. We are Division III for most athletics besides men's and women's ice hockey. We have 9 different fraternities and 4 sororities on campus as well. And for special events, we will have, like, being a smaller school, but there's 4 colleges in the area, we are able to get names like Little Yachty, bigger performers like that to come and perform in front of our students. It's a very cool thing that we're able to do. We have speed teams as well, but I won't get into that. So I'll just leave you guys with some of our tidbits here. So we're among the best undergraduate engineering programs in the nation, top 50 best bachelor's engineering, top tier national university by US News, top 15 entrepreneurship program in the nation, and among the top 100 undergraduate business schools in the nation. And I will leave you guys with that. I hope that you got to learn a lot about our small school in Potsdam, New York. And if you have any questions, please feel free to submit those in the chat to us.
Awesome. Thank you so much to our representative from Clarkson University. I do want to turn it over to our next presenter from McDaniel College. So if they can join us now, please. Awesome. Thank you so much. And the floor is yours.
Thank you. Let me pull up my PowerPoint. All right, awesome. I think my PowerPoint should be going now. So my name is Tariq Evans. I'm an admissions counselor here at McDaniel College. I'm also an alum of the school. I graduated from McDaniel in 2018 with my degree in English and theater. So just to go through everything here. Okay, cool. Oh, yes. So we are a small liberal arts school. We have about 1,800 undergrad students. 85% of our students do live on campus, so we're highly residential. One of the cool facts and interesting things is about 51% of our freshman class identifies students of color. About 42% of those students of our freshman class are first generation students. I know when I first got to McDaniel, the numbers weren't essentially like that. So it's great to see not just the commitment to diversity, but the consistency behind that as well. Most of our students do come from Maryland, or a good number of our students come from Maryland, but we also represent students in over 17 states and a number of countries as well. I work with students primarily in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Carroll County, and I also help represent the South. So a little bit about McDaniel and the McDaniel experience. Our average class has about 17 students. We cap off at 25, so you'll never have a class larger than that. Our student to faculty ratio is about 12:1, with about 96% of our professors getting their terminal degrees, or the highest degree they can obtain in the fields. As you see, we have over 70 majors and minors and specializations. When we say most popular, this doesn't mean the strongest programs here. As you see, the 96% of professors with their terminal degrees, so all of our programs here are very, very strong, but these are some of the more popular ones that students enroll in, including business, psychology, education, et cetera. And then we have 8 new majors here at McDaniel, which I'm a little jealous of because we didn't have any of these when I was a student, but they include criminal justice, writing and publishing, and American Sign Language, which is really popular here at McDaniel. Our core requirements are all encompassed in a thing we call the McDaniel Plan. It's a lot of jargon there saying quantitative reasoning or scientific inquiry. Essentially what this means is a science class and a math class or an English class. What I like about McDaniel, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach to learning or education. We are a liberal arts school, so our job is to create well-rounded students and transfer them into well-rounded professionals. And this is why we have the McDaniel Plan in place. The McDaniel Plan doesn't mean you have to take a biology class or a chemistry class or an English class. I was, like I said, an English major. I studied English and theater, and I got to take a class called Women in Science, which was the study of women in a male-dominated field. I knew I didn't want to do physics or chemistry as my science. And so our goal is to make sure students are excited about learning and getting the best education that they can. So they're creating their program and their program of study. You don't have to declare a major until your sophomore year, so you have those 2 years to really get your feet wet and really take the classes that you want to take that are going to go towards the major when you do declare it, and also just classes that are part of the McDaniel Plan. And there's a lot of overlap in that as well. Then we have something new. It's called the McDaniel Commitment. It has 4 important cornerstones, including My Place, which is a 2-day, 1-night experience here on campus, including taking a class, going to the library, and checking out the town in which the school is located. Then we have My Design, which essentially is planning your future. So you're getting ready to take those necessary next steps to go into whatever you're doing next, whether it's, or just planning your time here at McDaniel. After that, you have My Experience. Every student is guaranteed 2 hands-on learning experiences. So we really want students to get their feet wet and get their hands wet in what they're interested in doing and interested in studying. It's both required and guaranteed, but it's something that's housed through our Center of Experience and Opportunity. They're going to help you find those internships, whether it's working directly with community-based organizations or directly with the professor, or going into the school system and being a teacher or a teaching assistant. You're really getting that hands-on experience. I know some places are like you have to have X amount of experience before you can start an entry-level position. So the My Experience part of the McDaniel Commitment helps alleviate that. And then you have My Career, where you are just getting ready for what's going to happen after you leave the Hill, as we call McDaniel, whether it's grad school or professional school or going directly into the job market. That My Career is going to help you with internships, with interviewing skills, also resume building and all of that, which is going to prepare you for those next steps. So we are D3. We have over 24 varsity athletics. We have performing and visual arts. We have over 80 clubs and organizations. Some of the clubs include Dungeons and Dragons clubs, Humans versus Zombies. We have a Bob Ross painting club here on campus. So it's fun and creative. And if there's not a club that we have here, students do get a chance to start their own club with 4 other students and a professor who takes the lead and say that they're going to be the advisor for that club. So there is a lot to do here on campus. We like to say that small does not mean dead because there's always something happening on campus or off campus. And every student is automatically considered for financial aid, which ranges up to $28,000 this past year. If you have any additional questions, I will be here at the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our representative from McDaniel College. I do want to move on and introduce our next presenter, who's going to be from the University of New Hampshire. So if our representative can join us, please.
Hey everyone, my name is Evan Beals. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at the University of New Hampshire. Happy Monday for those of us with us tonight. And if you're watching this later, glad you took some time to join us. I'll pop through some kind of foundational building blocks of UNH and definitely share my contact information afterwards, but we'd love to talk further and keep connecting. So I always like to start out with location. UNH, or the University of New Hampshire, is located in the Seacoast region of our state. From Philadelphia, we're about a 6-hour drive. Most of our students typically utilize the airports in the Philadelphia or Pittsburgh region and fly in and out of Boston, Massachusetts, or up into Manchester, New Hampshire, to larger airports in the area. As you can see, the diversity of our space is really important to our students for a number of reasons. You can see a lot of kind of waterways and oceans. We're about 10 minutes away from the ocean, about 45 minutes from the White Mountains or the Lakes region of New Hampshire. Boston, Massachusetts is only about an hour away. And north of us, we have Portland, Maine, which is about an hour as well. There is an Amtrak train service that stops right here on campus that gets you in and out of those two cities within about an hour. So students really like heading down there or up to Portland on the weekends, but also opens up a lot of really great opportunities for internships or jobs in junior and senior year. We're made up of about 13,000 undergraduate students, so we're considered a medium-sized university. We are a public flagship research-based school, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes. The majority of our population, though, is undergraduate students seeking a traditional bachelor's degree. We do have a graduate student population of about 2,400 students, but as we'll talk about these opportunities, I think it's important for all of us to center our conversation around those experiences that you'll have as an undergraduate student really early on in your process. Coming from out of state, you're in really great company. Only about 45% of our students come from the state of New Hampshire, meaning the vast majority of our students are coming from outside of our area or all over the world. So about 48 different states represented and over 70 countries are where our international students call home. Again, you're in good company, students coming from many different backgrounds with many different experiences from their own places that they call home, kind of make a second home here in Durham. UNH has over 150 majors and programs for you to study. There's 5 college divisions that help us organize all of these different majors and programs. The College of Liberal Arts, the College of Life Science and Agriculture, the College of Health and Human Services, the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, and the Paul College of Business and Economics. While most of these are pretty self-explanatory, what types of majors and what types of programs would be housed there, one thing that I always really like to point out is that our students really find some unique connections and unique programs that sometimes tie 1 or 2 or 3 of these different college divisions together. So it's important for you to recognize that no matter what you want to study, UNH can be a home for you. And when you're looking at schools, you might know that you want to be a business major or you want to be an engineering student. But what if that interest change? Most college students will change their major during the course of their time in college. So it's important to kind of see the breadth of opportunity and see how schools will be supporting you through that process. Again, over 150 different programs, many very science-focused areas, but a really strong program in the humanities, the arts, and our liberal arts degrees as well. I mentioned UNH being a research-based institution. We are one of 20 schools in the country that offers land, sea, and space grant institution status, pretty much boiling down to meaning that the federal government provides us money here at UNH to conduct new knowledge generation or research in all 3 of those areas for you. We're also a Research 1 or Tier 1 research institution, meaning that we're competing with the nation's top institutions, some of the biggest names that you know across the country, with the same amounts and same research drive to really engage undergraduate students. We have one of the oldest and largest undergraduate research conferences in the country, which puts you as a student on the national stage very early on, presenting your research with your professors or with your mentor throughout that process. It might sound all really sciencey, white lab coats and looking through microscopes and things like that. But our students are also conducting world-changing humanities-based research, both here domestically in the United States and traveling abroad and conducting research in those spaces as well. UNH is a very residential community, 96% of our first-year students living on campus, with about probably 35 to 40% of our senior students still living on campus. So most students will either live in the residence halls or stay right here in the town of Durham for their off-campus housing. Division I athletic programs, lots of student involvement, really boiling all down to this small town New England community, but with large scale research opportunity. Feel free to snap a picture of the application process here, pretty general for a larger university like us. And feel free to reach out with any other questions that you may have. The Q&A feature is still open, but I'm welcoming, of course, any emails or phone calls after tonight. So thanks, everyone. Hopefully we'll be able to chat soon.
Thanks a lot, Evan, for talking to us a little bit more about the University of New Hampshire. Now, I do want to turn it over to our presenter from Reading Hospital School of Health and Science, so she can talk to you a little bit more about the programs that they have to offer there.
I hope that I'm here right at this point. I'm sorry. Hi there, my name's Melanie Anderson, and I'm the admissions officer at Reading Hospital School of Health Sciences. Thank you for joining us this evening. Reading Hospital School of Health Sciences is a hospital-based school with Reading Hospital and Tower Health in Reading, Pennsylvania. We have been educating healthcare consumers or healthcare professionals, excuse me, for over 130 years. Our hospital-based programs are designed to develop confident, competent, and compassionate, extraordinary healthcare professionals. What sets us apart? Basically, our programs are recognized for outstanding academics and clinical experiences. Our partnership with Alvernia University provides students with a challenging academic curriculum, complemented by very strong clinical experience, focus, and hands-on through Reading Hospital. Upon graduation, our students emerge as highly employable graduates with the opportunity to advance their career and pursue advanced degrees as well as advanced certifications. Our faculty members are experienced practitioners, have been in the field for a long time in healthcare, and they are dedicated to helping our students succeed. They are very supportive in relationships as far as personal and professionally for our students. Each program provides classroom, laboratory, simulation, and clinical experience to support the excellence in learning. So we offer these highly regarded programs. These programs match your interests from whether you want to be at a patient's bedside or accident scene, whether working with high-tech equipment or focusing on one-to-one relationships. Each program has a state-of-the-art skills lab that supports students as they work to integrate academic knowledge into clinical practice. Our enrolled students benefit from small class sizes, personalized learning experiences, and one-to-one guidance during our laboratory and clinical assignments. Each program is structured to provide a career mobility path while providing our grads with the knowledge, skills, and credentials really to sit for national certification exams. What sets us apart? We have very strong clinical hours to provide our students that lead to comfortable and confident professionals. We have strong success rates on certification exams and strong employability. Admissions and information varies with these programs. What we would really recommend is that you attend an open house, a virtual event, schedule an admission appointment, or visit our website to learn more information about each program's unique requirements and information, academic requirements. If you choose to apply to one of our programs within 2 weeks of this college fair, we will waive your $30 application fee. You just include college fare under special circumstances. Let's see here, I'm sorry. So as far as student services and residence life at Reading Hospital School of Health Sciences, many of our students are day students and commute, but we do have some great student services and we have a beautiful residence life. Since our students are considered students of both Reading Hospital School of Health Sciences and Alvernia University, they really kind of get the best of both worlds in this situation. Benefits of being part of a strong university and benefits of being part of a hospital-based program with unlimited clinical experience. They're going to get strong academic experience, clinical experience, health services, wellness programs, gyms, sporting events, club sport participation. There's advisement from both schools, counseling, tutoring from both schools, career development and job placement as well from both schools. As far as our residents' life, our Delta apartments are brand new with our school, refurbished apartments, and they're all the units are 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, full kitchen, dining area, hospital owned and operated, very safe location within the Wyomissing borough. Each apartment is equipped with a security system, has coin operated laundry, and there's parking for our students. So we welcome you to learn more about our programs and our school, and really virtual open house events. We have one more coming up on Saturday, April 10th. We also have admissions Q&A events pertaining to admission preparation, post-acceptance. We have a virtual tour where you can get a closer look of our campus right now and state-of-the-art facility, simulation labs, and our residence hall. We are here to offer you personal admission appointments, phone, virtual, and until we reopen with COVID. And also visit our website to learn more about us. Lots of information there. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight. And we hope that you have best luck in pursuing your educational goals. We're here to help you, and please feel free to contact us through our website, our email address, or our phone. Thank you and have a good night.
Great, thank you so much to Reading Hospital School of Health and Science. Now I do want to turn it over to the rest of our panelists because we have time for one quick question, which I think is probably one of the more important ones that our audience should know. And so if I could have a representative from the University of Dayton answer this question, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
I would say just to be genuinely yourself. You want to, obviously find the best university for you personally, academically, and financially. And you don't want to necessarily get caught up in going to schools that you only recognize by name or a school that all of your friends are going to. Definitely differentiate and follow the path that's best for you as an individual and not all of your friends.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And if I can have the next representative from DeSales University, any other advice that you would give our audience?
Absolutely. I would recommend for students to try to visit campuses whenever possible. Might be challenging due to circumstances right now, but as a reminder, DeSales is open for campus tours. But visit as many campuses as you can and see what the students are like. Do they look happy on campus? Are they respectful of one another? That's something that you'll want to pay attention to see how you might fit into that dynamic on campus.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. If I could have Clarkson University join us next.
The advice that I would give would just to be start thinking about what you enjoy to do outside of the academic perspective. Like think about what interests you extracurricular wise, because every school has something that is their thing differently. So start thinking about what your thing is and how that matches up with what that school's thing is, because that would be some great advice that I would give.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. McDaniel College, anything else to add into that?
Yeah, what I often tell students is to follow their hearts and go to a place where you know you can make an impact, not just the school making an impact on you, but a place where you can make a difference. That would be my advice.
Yeah, really being considerate of that fit throughout this process. Next up, we have the University of New Hampshire.
I'd say just kind of remember, I was told this quote through the process for myself, but that college is a match to be made and not a prize to be won. There's going to be a lot of pressure put on you throughout the entire process. And as everyone said, this really is part of your journey. So helping to find that really great match as opposed to just kind of a name or a prize that you're looking for at the end.
Awesome, thank you, thank you. And then last but not least, if we could have Reading Hospital School of Health and Science, any advice that you'd like to add to this Q&A?
I think just explore and get on campuses and really find out what the student experience is all about. That's going to tell you a lot about how you match up with that experience, how you feel comfortable, how it makes you feel. And the other advice, I know it pertains to our careers in healthcare, but explore ahead of time, shadow if you possibly can in hospitals, and truly get to know that area that you're wishing to pursue.
Thank you so much. And that actually brings us to the end of our presentation. So I would just want to take a minute and thank everybody for joining us, from the panelists to the audience, and just having this conversation around higher education. Another quick reminder is that whenever you close this window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. There's more sessions to be offered, so feel free to sign up for any additional sessions. And in about a week, you can find the same recording on strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out, and thank you for our panelists for presenting today.